how the gospel continues to be written today. Think about it here. John was just another one of the crowd. Luke is very clear to say when all the people were baptized, Jesus is just another one of them. John took him down into the water and brought him up out of the water. And whatever old theological thinking you might have in your mind about baptism and sin, I want you today to be sure to put that all aside. Baptism is not some washing away of this primordial sin that we carry into the world. I mean, look at it. Jesus was the sinless one, was he not? So what in the world is he doing getting baptized by John in the River Jordan? Jesus is just like all those other folk baptized that day. And as Luke tells us, nothing special happened in the going down and the coming up until afterward when Jesus was at prayer. And then Luke says, the clouds parted, a light shone through, a dove descended, and a voice followed the dove, saying, what? This is my beloved, with whom I am well pleased. Which should also give us pause because, well, Jesus hadn't done anything yet. So what is this about? Jesus had done one thing. He had said yes to God. And he had joined those other human beings in going down into the water and being baptized. So friends, Jesus went into the waters of the Jordan a carpenter. And he came out of the waters ready to do the work of God's Messiah. Same person, new identity. Jesus' repentance, if you will, is about being obedient to God's desire for him. He turned from following his own way to following God's way. Well, duh. Baptism is not about being washed clean of sin. Baptism is about being named and claimed by God and given what? A new name. Barb, you are my beloved. Ed, you are my beloved. Elnora, you are my beloved. That is the voice that comes to us in our baptism. You know, we may have watched in wide-eyed wonder as infants, as the pastor splashed our heads with water. And later we went to confirmation. The meaning, the same meaning. We are to emerge from that experience no longer the same person that we were before. Now we're God's person. We are to recognize that we have taken on a new identity. We are beloved of God. Therefore, we are Christ for the world. It's that big a thing, our baptism. You know why that Christmas carol is one of my favorite? Every star shall sing a carol. Every creature high and low. It's a cosmic thing, as Sidney Carter was writing. This presence of God in the baby of Bethlehem is big, it's huge, it's enormous, it's cosmic. Holy was the human body. Holy was the human birth. Well, because every human body is holy. And every birth is holy. God with us, entering decisively into our lives. Who can tell what other cradle may hold the King of Heaven? Well, yeah, because every cradle potentially holds the presence of Christ. Who can count how many crosses crucify the King of Heaven? Friends, because all executions are crucifying the presence of Christ in humanity. Who can tell what other body God will hallow for God's own? Friends, presence of the babe of Bethlehem, the baptism of Jesus, this wonderful little Christmas carol is all the same message, friends. We are who God's waiting to show up and present to the world. This is God's activity in Jesus that we come together to remember and celebrate each week, because that becomes our ministry each week. So in a moment, we are going to install our new officers, our new council, our new leaders in this place, who, pray for them, are embodying the presence of Christ in the world for Posey County. But before we do that, we're going to remember each of us, our own baptism. Whether you were an infant or whether you were old enough to have that amazing dunking process that our Baptists and Disciples of Christ friends do. And so, think about how it was for you. Because here's the deal. Baptism, right this moment even,